documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on it.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to Atlantic Television Network. The program is called Press Roundtable, as a convergence of media practitioners who dissect news and current affairs to provide the right balance. So today on Press Roundtable, we'll be discussing NLC non-payment of journalist salaries is criminal. And coming from National Assembly, Senate pardons recalls suspended Senator Ningi after 77 days. And from minimum wage, government offers 60,000 naira. Zenith Bank GMD bows out Friday, wins Best CEO award. When we come back from this short break, I'm going to introduce my guests.
Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one.
All right, we're glad to have you back on the show. My name is Angel Welcome, popularly called Angelic Angel. And this evening, as usual, just like yesterday we did, I have in the presidency and here with me Kingsley George Papamie. He is a journalist and a media practitioner here. So good to have you again on the show.
Thank you very much.
All right. Let's look at the news coming from the NLC. The president of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Joe Ajaero, has called for better pay, insurance cover, and pension for journalists across the country. Ajaero made the call when he visited the president of the Nigeria Union of Journalists, Dr. Chris Isiguzo, in Abuja. He explained that while journalists played significant roles in the fight for independence and the current democracy, Nigerians are enjoying that it is unfortunate some people are begging for their salaries to be paid. The Labour leader said that journalism is getting worse by the day, though technology has enhanced the practice. The welfare of journalists has been underplayed. While journalists are a group of professionals fighting for everyone, nobody is for them. They are not even for themselves. Journalists do not have weekends, public holidays, or festive seasons. They work and report the activities of people who are enjoying weekends, public holidays, and festivities. Even when a journalist is sacked or not paid for 1 year, other journalists will not write a story on such injustice, Ajaero said. He added, I am advocating for a consultative machinery that we should hold every 2 years to have a negotiation with all media employers and the country to fix minimum wage for journalists. Also, there should be a pension that all journalists should all enjoy after retiring from the job. Insurance cover is another thing that journalists should enjoy to make them work better. Now, this is actually coming from Joe Ajaero, who is the president of the Nigeria Labour Congress. It's coming from Jero. And so, you know the activities, you're a journalist, because this program is called Press Roundtable, and it's mainly for journalists and for media practitioners. And so that's why we want to look into this matter. And if you look at the job, how rigorous, how tough the job is, like he said, that we do work on weekends, we do work on public holiday, we don't observe Sunday, Saturday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Our job is just 24 hours. And he's trying to say that we are not being recognized, that when it comes to our salary, whether we are paid or not in the government, nobody cares about us. We're only there reporting the activities of other people, and this is what Joe Ajera said. I just want to have your take on that, because I think he's making a very salient point when it comes to journalist salaries and their payment and their upkeep, their welfare. And they said, he even said that they should, their minimum wage also, they should have their own separate minimum wage. And do you have any, what's your reaction to that?
Yes, I think Ajero is very correct in his analysis, and I want to support every comment he has made so far, and to say that journalists are called the fourth estate of the realm. That means they are part and parcel of government activities. And what government is doing, the day-to-day activities of government and the society is being channeled by journalists and media houses. And one will find it very funny that a journalist who is promoting the activities of a governor, promoting the activities of a lawmaker, and then becoming the voice of the voiceless in the society, and then going and chasing news here and there, do not have a better welfare package in a country like Nigeria. Is quite unfortunate. And I think it's like a dream come true that the NLC has identified the risk involved for practicing journalists. And if it comes to wars and disasters and the natural disasters and occurrences, you see these media practitioners and journalists partake in it and give you exactly what you want, all right, from every angle of the story. And at the end of the day, you see a journalist even cannot afford a one-bedroom flat, cannot even afford a car that will take him all around, going from place to place to chase news and to get information. It's quite unfortunate. But I want to portray the fact that time has come when the lawmakers in the National Assembly should give attention to the activities of journalists and journalists themselves. Their welfare should be promoted and propagated, because the lawmakers, of course, will not deter from the responsibility that journalists are undertaking for them. Whatever activity that lawmakers have, including the executive, including the judiciary, who are the arms of government, are being channeled by journalists. But yet, they don't have anything to write home about. They are the poorest in this society. Journalists are the poorest in the society. Most of them beg to eat.
Yeah.
It's quite unfortunate.
Yes.
And I think this is an avenue for lawmakers to sit down, look at the terms and conditions of the NLC, and then try to foment, or try to put together things that will give an insurance backing to a journalist who is risking his life, you know what I mean, to save the life of citizens. Imagine where, like the place like Borno State, place like Plateau, place like Yobe, places like Kaduna, where there is terror in this Nigeria. You see journalists penetrate these such places, get vital information, and pass to the public on a daily basis. On a daily basis. And these journalists, if you look at them, some of them cannot even afford 3 meals a day with their families. It's agonizing. I think the time has come when the government in place should brace up and then think of insurance cover for journalists, think of retirement packages for journalists, not only in the public sector, but also in the private sector. Let us see, so that journalists will have confidence. Because in such things, some journalists do not have confidence. Some of them do it for the sake of making a name. All right? Making a name that, okay, maybe my name will be written in gold tomorrow. That's why most of them partake in it. But not for the fact that they benefit anything. Journalists do not benefit anything from anywhere. There is no lawmaker, there is no governor, there is no president that at the end of a tenure, at the end of a year, there are packages, things that, once more give confidence to the journalists to work more harder. It's not there. No welfare packages.
No insurance packages.
No
they
insurance
don't have
covers.
Insurance. That is what he's saying, that they should also have insurance
Yes.
to cover them.
Yes.
Because their job is it's not just only involving mental health, though other jobs also involve mental health, but there are so much hazards in the job.
Yes.
You have to risk your life to
Exactly.
pick up stories. You have to, your life is just there. You place your life on the line.
Yeah.
Whenever you're picking up some stories, the abuse is there. The risk is there, but they are not really being taken care of. They are not really being, nobody is trying to recognize the fact that they are really doing a great job.
Sure.
Because without the media, there is not a society, there is no nation.
No government.
No government, because it is the media that carries out the activities of the government. Thank God that we have now technology that is helping out to really disseminate information to the public, let them know. But they try to ignore this. That is why he is trying to speak for us right now.
Exactly.
I think the part he's doing is really favorable, and if implemented, will also go a long way in making them to have a good reportage, a wonderful reportage. And that's why some persons, the one that said, some of them will try to economize truth when they try to disseminate information.
Exactly.
But this time around, there's nothing like economy of truth, no economy of words. You say it as it is. You don't objectively, no spinning, no slanting.
No. Yes.
Everything will just be analytically presented and how it is, and objectively too. Because just like if you're working with your boss, and then you happen to be the media person.
Yeah.
If he's not paying you well, or you're not really benefiting anything from that, at least helping your family, you're not going to do your job very well. You grumble while you're doing your job. When you're writing the stories, when you're packaging the stories, you're not going to do it from the heart. And sometimes you put the story together.
Passion.
Yeah, the passion is removed, because the job is all about passion.
Yes, all about passion. So I want to tell the government that they should liaise with the Nigerian Union of Journalists in the various states and the national body, and make up or frame up or make a legal framework that will give insurance packages to journalists, and also their welfare packages should be well spelled out. And also, I want to see a society where government should also give subventions, all right? Okay. Give loans to journalists, any journalist that they know is a private journalist of a media house, if he's a confirmed and licensed journalist, he should be given loans. All right, we should be giving loans, even from the government. We should be giving loans. I wish we're entitled to that, because going out on a rainy day, all right, on a rainy day, when people are sleeping in their houses, you see the journalists jumping from one place to the other in order to get information. All right? But if you send some other person who is not a journalist, it will be difficult for you to get that information. But the journalist who has a passion for the job goes for it and he gets the information without comments and without grumbling. So these are heroes, you understand me, that should be encouraged, because even at the time of independence, journalists fought, all right, with their pen, not with their hand, but they fought with their pen,
exactly,
seriously, and made sure that democracy comes back to stay. And that democracy, I think it to be celebrated tomorrow by the National Assembly. Yes, I mean, to be celebrated in the National Assembly. A joint session is going to be held.
Okay.
So this is where, all right, the packages of journalists should also be discussed in the National Assembly concerning journalists, their welfare, and what government should do concerning them. And not only the national anthem. They are going back to the national anthem to bring back. But what about those people that are carrying the information of government on a daily basis without stopping? Even at midnight, they are working. All right? Even at midnight, journalists are working. So government should brace up and look at the fourth estate of the rim. The fourth estate of the rim should be given a welfare package and a major concern by government, so that we will know that government has started spreading their tentacles to ensure that those people that are dropped in the scheme of things are now carried along to ensure an inclusive government. Because right now, journalists are not part of the government. We are only slaves. We are slaves in the government. All right? If we are to be made inclusive, this is the time that tomorrow, as they are discussing in National Assembly, the issue of the welfare of journalists should be a priority for discussion, so that they should know that we are what is the instrument they used to fight for democracy, and today Nigerians are enjoying the democracy as instruments of the voice of the voice of the voiceless. This is the time that they should think about repaying and commending us for our hard work. I think if they do that, most of the journalists who are lacking behind and who are not active in the practice will start coming back to ensure that our democracy is sustained and security in particular is well reported and secured around the country. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, that's what we can take on that story. I believe that the government is actually listening and watching, because I believe that they really have to take care of journalists for them to have a wonderful reportage. And because the whole thing is really, you know, they have a lot to do when it comes to their job. Okay, now let's look at the Senate has pardoned and recalled Senator Abdul Ahmed Ningi after 77 days of suspension. Recall that State Senator Ningi was suspended on March 12, 2024. The recall process was initiated on Tuesday after a motion moved by Deputy Minority Leader Senator Abba Moro, who expressed regret on behalf of the suspended senator. The recall process was initiated on Tuesday after a motion moved by Deputy Minority Leader Senator Abba Moro, who expressed regret on behalf of the suspended senator. Moro pledged to assume full responsibility for Nengi's actions, acknowledging the gravity of the suspension. The senator's conduct during the period of suspension has been a matter of scrutiny and debate within the legislative body. The President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, announced the unconditional recall of Ningi after a brief plea by some lawmakers. Akpabio emphasized the senator's resourcefulness and described him as a valued member of the Senate, adding that the decision to recall Ningi transcends religious and ethnic divides. Ningi was recalled some 2 weeks to the end of his 3-month suspension, which is supposed to terminate on June 12, 2024. You also recall that Senator suspended Ningi over allegations of 3.7 trillion naira. Okay, padding of the 2024 budget in March. Ningi of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) from Bauchi Central Senatorial District was suspended for 3 months after a long stormy session in the Red Chamber. Now you followed about the story of Ningi, you know, how he was suspended a year after they accused him of, you know, the amount 3.7 trillion naira, which is a huge amount of money.
Sure.
And now the other person, colleague, is like trying to say he's going to take responsibility of the actions. I'm trying to understand. What can you understand that though he's been recalled after almost 3 months, because if it is on the 12th of June now, it's going to make him 3 months.
Yes.
But he has already spent 77 days.
Yes.
Now, why would you think that the senator will now say, the other guy would say, he wants to take responsibility of the actions? Does he mean that, what does he mean by that?
Yes, before I go,
on his behalf?
Yes, before I go to that, I think what I want Ningi to know is that the National Assembly has a structure. A structure in the sense that vital informations and sensitive informations are allocated to committees, all right, committees in the House, especially financial matters, all right, are allocated to committees. And these committees are the ones that are authorized by law and by the presidents of the National Assembly to investigate and come out with viable informations that will help the National Assembly take proper decisions that will impact positively on the people. And not as a senator, although he has the right to speak, but he should be able to know his bounds, his limits. Because even though you are a senator and you are also a member of the National Assembly, you should know your limits, right? Because if you know your limits, it will be very, very, very wrong for you to have taken up such matter that you know that is very sensitive up in the National Assembly. If you are so bothered by this matter, of course, you will not say you don't have a caucus. The PDP has a caucus, all right? You can sit down and discuss, or if you want to clear this matter in the way that you know that you will be satisfied, you would have taken the matter, of course, to the committee to ask them how far, so that you'll be contented with what you want to say. But coming out openly, where you know that there's a committee handling the matter, all right, and then trying to make a state or create an agenda for Nigerian citizens to think that the National Assembly is corrupt, of course, is a very strong issue and a very tempting and what I may call a matter that the National Assembly will not be quick to hear. The National Assembly will not be quick to hear that kind of matter, that you are bringing 3.7 trillion budget padding to the floor of the House. Of course, you know it will cause division among the members. Issues like this are handled by committees. It's not new in the Senate, but this is the time that you should be able to begin to teach those people that are new in the Senate the lessons that cause rising stations and disorder. Because any disorder in the National Assembly, of course, the government is broken. So he should be able to know the seat of the National Assembly, the position of the National Assembly, and what the National Assembly represents in the country. These are the issues that most of them need to know. That there are processes and procedures, and not you being a member and then take it as a village meeting. It's not a village meeting. It's well structured, that whatever matter that should be discussed, all right, is well and proper and is properly followed according to the procedure. And if it's a matter that you know that is sensitive as such, I would have indicted the Senate President and other members of the National Assembly. Of course, you fight kindly with you. It is your member, it is your colleagues that you are fighting. They are not fighting any other person. And remember that I've sent you, right, to come and lay such a matter on the floor of the House. Of course, once division in this country. The Assembly has taken their time to put him off the course. Let him stay for some time and think about his mistake and have a remorse that as he's coming back, he is going to be of a good character, good attitude, and of course, understand that there are processes and procedures in the house that should be followed, so that such a matter cannot be flogged unnecessarily. Otherwise, it will upturn this country into something else. So I think recalling him back at this time is good enough, even though it's not up to the 3 months. It's good enough that the National Assembly, as the senators have taken the decision to call him back. Now, and as he's coming back, he shouldn't go back to that matter any longer.
Okay, but now
he's gone forever.
Calling him back, does it mean that they are not going to talk about the money involved? 7 trillion naira.
That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. That's why I started from there. That's why I'm saying that.
Okay.
Of course, there will be no need, and there is no need for him to, because that matter, of course, is being handled by a committee.
Okay.
There's committee for the appropriation of 2024 budget. If you are not contented with what they have presented, of course, you have a right to write to the committee to clear you. The committee will clear you as a member. If you are not, if you can put it in writing or visit the committee whenever they are sitting to ask questions, they will clear you, and not on the floor of the house, because on the floor of the house we bring about divisions, because they have PDP caucus, they have APC caucus, they have Labour Party caucus, and of a chain is they do not have the right, of course, when a matter is handled by a committee, to come out openly to start thinking on how to of the house. I think it's not allowed. It's not allowed at all. Processes and procedures must be followed to keep orderliness in the house. There is a leader, and there are other people that are the helm of affairs. There are leaders in the house. Those leaders should not be. That they should be. The matters of such sensitive matter should be discussed privately. All right, before you come out in the open. If they refuse to clear you, then you can say, I brought this, I visited this, and you people did not give me. Why I decided to come out open. On that ground, I think it will be fair enough for them to see your complaint. And I think we go this far to have put you off the house. So it's a good thing for others that are in the house to learn. Of course, so that there will be orderliness. We are talking about orderliness. So that orderliness is what democracy is all about. Because lawlessness, of course, will bring about a breakup of.
Exactly.
Yes.
And now, because as he has been suspended, it's going to also serve as a deterrent to other ones.
Yes.
Those who are also planning to, mismanage funds like that.
Yes.
And then it's going to kind of sanitizing that place.
Exactly.
So that you now know that whenever you are going there, you will be accountable.
Of course.
You, after everything, they will also make a scrutiny of how you've run your affairs, your activities, how transparent it is, or whatever that really happened.
Exactly.
Then if there's any misappropriation of funds, they will call you to order.
Of course.
Yes, they will call you to order. So, and those people at the helm of affairs should know that someone elected them there.
Yeah.
And they shouldn't just, bring bad reputation to us, those who have elected them to that position.
Of course.
Because we are looking onto them to better the society.
Sure.
That whatever whatever they said they want to do for us, they should carry it out instead of going, because this is a very huge embarrassment politically.
Yes, it is.
Yes, and respectfully speaking, it is a very embarrassment to the family as well.
Yes.
When you're being suspended, when when they accuse you of that or allege that you did. So I think they should be very careful, those at that, piloting the affairs of the country, the lawmakers, the House of Reps, the senators. They should be very careful in handling the state money, the federal money, so that whatever it is channeled towards, let it be carried out effectively. Let it not just go to only one particular family. Now the family name is out there. So, and then he has also been punished by suspending him. And that means a whole lot. It means a whole lot.
Politically.
Politically speaking. All right, I want to embark on a very short break. When we come back, we look at the minimum wage. Stay tuned.
Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
Nobody's ambition is what they blood.
I have fought very firmly.
natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.
Driver, why you just dey jack us up and down like this now?
I hope nobody carry belle.
Why you ask o?
Because this road wey you dey see so, e no guarantee safe delivery o.
We just dey vote for government, but we no get good governance.
At all.
Road so e no dey, light o usai, the infrastructure nko e come turn to be forbidden fruit for the city.
Corruption, spoil everything. Hello?
Hello, madam. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Mrs. Ayeni. I am calling from the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs.
Okay. Okay, I've been expecting your call.
Madam, remove this your phone from loudspeaker.
Now my phone be like that. Hello?
Are you there?
I hear, I'm hearing you.
Yes. We saw a copy of your invoice for computers, printers, and laptops.
Yes. Are you working on them now?
Ma, the prices you quoted are way too high now.
Madam, sorry, please don't cost.
We found the laptop you said is 1.8 million naira for 600,000 naira.
Hello?
Now my body network there.
I can't hear you. Network is bad.
Madam, we can hear you. Continue.
Hello? I can't hear you. I will call you back.
That behavior no good now.
Madam, now this kind behavior they kill our country. You suppose do things differently. Make Nigeria for better.
Corruption not in my country. This message is brought to you by the Akinfade Foundation, the MacArthur Foundation,
and with broadcast support from Atlantic Television Network.
Corruption not in my country.
I don't get a lot. Boy, they won't gam me small. They say, man, give them bribe. I say, nothing. Okay, now. We'll go block later. You remember that contract we will do that time now? They don't pay.
But first, you see the house rent with the old things. We go first call caretaker, take the money, slap am.
Beg, see, you know, say I get annual levy why they pay for club. Where me and boys they shark beer in our house, I supposed to pay that one. You remember say me and tell you I go buy you motor. I go buy now.
Okay, they pay you money now. We don't they beg caretaker? We would they beg landlord, old man, and they agree give us time. Money can't come now. You won't divert time. You said na corruption. Corruption, not in my house and not in my country.
Sure?
Sure.
Corruption not in my country. This message is brought to you by the Akinfade Foundation, the MacArthur Foundation,
and with broadcast support from Atlantic Television Network.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-the-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on
All right, dear, glad to have you back on the show, and the program is ATN Press Roundtable. Now, we want to look at the issue of minimum wage in the country. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government has increased the minimum wage offer to 60,000 naira for Nigerian workers. The government made the offer on Tuesday, May 28, 2024, at the tripartite committee meeting on minimum wage. A prominent member of the committee disclosed this after the meeting, saying that the federal government and the organized private sector OPS side of the talks proposed a 60,000 naira monthly minimum wage on Tuesday, that's today, as against the 57,000 naira they proposed last week when the committee last met. The government and the OPS had initially proposed 48,000 naira and 54,000 naira last week, which were also rejected by the organized labor. The organized labor had also presented 615,000 naira as a new minimum wage, but saw reasons to drop their demand to 497,000 naira last week to 494,000 naira. Today's meeting was, however, deadlocked as talks ended without an agreement on what to pay as a minimum wage. The tripartite committee for the negotiation of a new minimum wage for Nigerian workers is yet to agree on a new minimum wage just about 3 days before the May 31st deadline the labor unions gave to the government to conclude the negotiations. The labor union said the current minimum wage of 30,000 naira can no longer cater for the well-being of an average Nigerian worker, lamenting that not all governors are paying the current wage award, which expired in April 2024, 5 years after the Minimum Wage Act of 2019 was signed by former President Muhammadu Buhari. The act should be reviewed every 5 years to meet up with contemporary economic demands of workers. NLC President Joe Ajaero had described as unsubstantial the fresh proposals by the government. It is still not substantial compared to what we need to make a family moving. The labor leader had said of the current 30,000 naira minimum wage paid to workers in the country, the economy of the workers is totally destroyed. In fact, he said, the workers don't have any economy. I think there are two economies in the country, the economy of the bourgeoisie and the economy of the workers, he said. Now, you can see what what they are talking about and the minimum wage. Now, they're talking about, like he said, could just conclude that we have two economies, and the one belonging to the bourgeoisie and the economy of the workers. Can you imagine that? Now, they've moved it and say that they are proposing to pay 60,000 naira minimum wage, and they're actually saying that this is not going to be enough, comparing to the economic situation in the country, comparing to the situation, what we are going through, that this also will not be enough, as they are offering 60,000 naira, because, you know, we're having offered a higher, having proposed to them that they should pay them a higher minimum wage, 400 and something thousand naira. They said it's not realizable, it's not feasible. But now coming up with 60,000 naira, and this is the state of economy, do you think it can really go a long way in handling the affairs of the workers in the country?
Well, I would want to say that negotiation is a continuous process.
Okay.
Negotiation is a continuous process. And if negotiation is a continuous process, that means there is hope. All right? There is hope. Otherwise, I think Labour would have taken a stand immediately. But they understand that negotiation is a continuous process. And there is every tendency that the government of our dear president, of course, will look into it. It will properly look into it. And not only looking into it, but ensuring that if the Edo State government can pay 70,000 naira to workers, I see no reason why the federal government will not pay the workers at least 80,000 to 100,000 naira minimum wage. Let me just put it that way, to be fair enough. But in this case, while the NLC is talking about 497,000 naira, the government is still talking about 60,000 naira. I don't think the government has the people at heart. That's just the truth. They don't have the people at heart, because they will not tell Nigerians that Nigeria is not having enough fund to cater for the citizens. Nigeria has enough fund. And if our leaders are telling us that there is no enough fund, then they should start thinking about how to make sure that this country is wealthy enough to provide employment opportunities for the citizens, and also to provide the means for the citizens to be self-reliant. Because if the government cannot employ everybody, yes, and cannot provide for everybody, they should make avenues or lay a solid foundation and work out strategies that will make even university graduates to be self-employed. It's possible. But now somebody that has a skill wants to get a loan facility to enable him start a business. Where will he get the loan facility? How can he help himself? How can he create the job with the talent that he has and employ other people? It's not feasible. That is why the NLC is so concerned about the problem of the workers. That if their economy is bad and there is inflation because of subsidy removal, of course, the government should not go to sleep. They can't go to sleep because the government cannot just carry the burden of the government and throw on the citizens. And that's what is happening. Considering a family of 10, a family of 12, a family of 14, and then a small bottle of kerosene is 1,000 naira. In an oil producing country, in an oil producing state, is quite an embarrassment. A huge disappointment is in that regard. So I want to say that honestly, government is not thinking about the people at all in this regard. If they are thinking about the people, of course, bringing out funds to cushion the effects on the people should not be a problem at all. Because right now they are not paying for the subsidy, yet they have placed their levy, taxes on the citizens. How will these people, the people that they govern, will survive? How are they going to survive? That is not in their mind at all. What they know is that they want to get money from these people, get money from whatever they are doing to run the government. But it's sad enough. It's too sad. Because if the take-home pay is nothing, how can a family of 8, a family of 10 pay house rent of 2-bedroom flat with those children, with that kind of family, feed them, and also train them in the university? It's quite unfortunate. That is the reason why NLC is so bittered about the price, the pricing. The pricing is not, it should not be a matter for government. If they want to throw the burden of the subsidy on the citizens, it should never be a burden. Government should take up the responsibility to release funds. They should release funds and put things right for the citizens. Of course, because that is the reason why we voted them into power. We did not vote them into power to go there and look at the debts, the huge debts of government, and throw them back on us. Because we carry wheelbarrow and we carry this truck, push their problems and to enslave citizens. It's not right enough. You cannot enslave your citizens who are put there. And if you go and see what government is doing at this stage, you will come back and begin to weep. This time that the price of cement, the price of goods, the price of rods and irons have increased, government should slow down. They should slow down all about construction and infrastructure and think about how their citizens will survive. Bring in food, import food. If they cannot provide enough food, import food with the money. If I'm paying tax and paying levy, my money should be used to import food and buy other valuables that will help my family, and not to put into government construction and government roads and all the rest. It's quite unfortunate. That's not what a government is supposed to do at this time, because we are talking about resuscitating the economy. If we are talking about resuscitating the economy, I should benefit, I should not suffer. My family and me should not suffer. We should not regret why we voted into power. But in this regard, even to make it 70,000 is a problem. While a state government have decided, a those state decided that instead of their citizens who suffer in this regard, they pay the 70,000 naira. Then what is government waiting for? It's quite unfortunate. This government of President Bola Tinubu and the National Assembly have not done well. They have not done well in any way. They should sit up and make the political will to make sure that the citizens that voted them into power benefit and not to throw back the load. The load of the country is on the citizens. And tomorrow, if things get better, how will the citizens survive this thing?
Exactly.
Instead, there will be corruption.
Exactly.
And then people at the end of affairs will pack all the money and run away. That's what is happening.
Yeah, because
so they should not throw the burden on the citizens. They should think of how the citizens will survive.
Exactly.
Import food, grow food, make up farms. We're not seeing all those things. We're not seeing them. So we want to see more farms. We want to see
you're not they're not increasing salaries.
No, it's nothing.
They're
nothing
not
is happening.
increasing anything.
Nothing.
And if they say they are going to, they don't implement
and there is tax, there's levy
to pay. There are bills.
by the
There are
citizens.
bills.
So where are we going to? Well, what are they doing? Where are we going?
Exactly.
So I want to support the NLC in whatever action they want to take concerning this issue. I think the citizens of the country are behind them, because we will not allow our government, all right, to throw back such a huge load that will take years, not even months, that will take years for the citizens to survive. These citizens cannot survive with 60,000 naira. It's not possible. That's just the truth. It's not possible. So government should go back. Since negotiation is a continuous process, they should still negotiate within these 2-3 days and come up with a standard, you know what I mean, amount that can help the least cleaner in an office. That's what we're saying.
Yeah, so that doesn't mean that because the government has offered to give pay 60,000 naira minimum wage, that it must be accepted by them. Not at all. So there should also be, they will continue to negotiate till they reach a reasonable amount of money that would suit the economic situation of the country and the workers. You know, it's not really okay and good that one is working, you're grumbling, you cannot pay your house rent, you will need the assistance of another person for you to pay your own house rent, even to eat your food, to cater for your children, and then even to what to wear is a problem. So I think there is a need for them to really look into this matter. Not just that they have offered 60,000 naira, let there also continue to be a negotiation on their own part. Now let's look at that. The story is coming from Zenith Bank. The Group Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of Zenith Bank PLC, Dr. Ebenezer Onyago, has been named the best banking CEO of the year in Africa at the International Banker 2024 Banking Awards for the second consecutive year. The award, published in the spring 2024 issue of the International Banker magazine, United Kingdom, coincides with the Onyago's completion of his 5-year tenure on Friday. In a statement issued on Monday by the bank, Onyago expressed delight at the award. He said, "It is indeed an honor to be recognized as the best banking CEO of the year in Africa for a second consecutive year. This award is a testament to our team's collective effort and our commitment to innovation, growth, and delivering value to our customers and stakeholders. It also reflects our dedication to sustainability and high ethical standards, which are integral to our overall strategy." And he said, "I am immensely proud of our accomplishments and look forward to the future opportunities for the banks as he had handed over the baton to his successor and begin the mandatory regulatory and cooling off period." So that's how much you can take on that news. I don't know. This is actually going to the Zenith Bank now. It's really been recognized as the best CEO in Africa. That's a very good recognition. And he said it's because of what they have been putting together, their work, you know, really made him to emerge. So because time is really running on us, we don't have any time right now, because at 9 o'clock we shall be going into the newsroom. Now, so what's your take on this, like your advice to other persons who are in the banking industry?
I think the feat of the GMD of Zenith Bank is a welcome development, and it's a step forward for other banking industries and specialists to begin to understand that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Because actually, looking at the successes that he has made for Zenith Bank, looking at the successes he has made in the banking industry, I think it's a good result for other banks in the country and in Africa as a whole. to make their customers have confidence in them. Because if this man did not act according to his office, according to the pronouncements of his office and the ethical standards, I don't think he would have earned this feat. So he has done well, and all the Nigerians should, in their numbers, commend people like people of this nature, people who have such integrity, because it's hard to find. It's hard to find in a country like Nigeria. It's hard to find, and if such a person who has all the money in his custody is able or was able to make the mark in Africa, he should be congratulated by all. He should be congratulated by all, because this is the heart of every family, where they keep their money and where they collect it is the heart of every family. And if such persons have done creditably, we need to come together, applaud that person, and also encourage those that are coming behind to emulate the good virtues of such people, because they are all means of building our society. And if one of such angles fail, of course we know that our economy is grounded. So these such people that have made our economy to survive and has helped our citizens to go through their daily activities and their businesses and their jobs successfully, I think such people should be well commended. And I, on my own part, I also want to commend this man, you know, who really won the best CEO award of the year consecutive time. And I want to commend him. I want also to say congratulations to him. Yes. And it is also going to serve as an example to all those people who are also heading banks, like some CEOs and some banks, because this one is coming from Zenith Bank, and even the managers, and for them to work very hard in order also to be recognized. Because when you're transparent, they will know. Your activities will show, your service will show. Everything will just be put together for them to say you are the best for this year. Sure. Well, that's the much we can take. I just want to appreciate you, Papa Mia, for coming on the show. Sure. I really want to thank you so very much for joining us. You can also stay connected on ATN Social.